Hey everyone, welcome to Waypoint Stories. My name is Cody. I am your host. Today with me we have Taylor Walls from Michigan. She is a up and coming country singer and songwriter, and she just released a new single a couple weeks ago called "Regret." And she has agreed to join us today so we can talk about her, just get to know her. So, welcome, Taylor.
Hi, Cody. Thank you so much for having me and asking me to be a part of the Waypoint Stories. I'm very excited to see what we're going to dive into today.
It'll be all natural questions, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So first off, social security number.
Oh, well, it's no, I'm kidding.
Okay, uh, sorry, my brain went into two different locate
You're
starting
good.
points. So you have one. We'll just start with this. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been busy lately on all fronts, music and life and everything, but it is all going well and excited for everything that's up ahead too. How are things with you?
Things are good. I'm trying to get back in the flow of the podcast. It's been multiple months. Uh, so I'm out of practice, and as you could probably tell, I'm really nervous. Have you
No,
done a have you done a podcast before?
I've done, like, an interview of sorts. It wasn't necessarily a podcast. I've done a couple interviews for, like, radio before, but this is, like, my first of this kind. So, you know what? I'm a little nervous too.
How is the like radio side of it? How is that in kind of a comparison? I mean, I know this is really early, so it's hard to compare, but
Yeah, no, it's a little nerve-wracking, honestly. Some of them are I've done only a few of them, and some of them are pre-recorded, and others are live recordings too, and we've played some music live too while they were on air and everything, and that is a little nerve-wracking, just a little. But, it's very different because that those are I've done some in studio, I've done some over the phone, but this is very cool because I get to see your face too compared to the ones that I've done on the phone, and it's ex
yeah.
it's nice getting to know you in this way.
So I've known of who you are for. I want to say I came across one of your first bands in 2018.
Okay, wow.
Um,
Been around for a
so
little while.
it's been around for a while, but then I didn't really hear anything from Athens Creek till about 2020, and then someone's like, "Have you heard of this band?" And he showed me the song that you guys did, "House of the Rising Sun" and "Amazing Grace," how
Yeah.
that tied together. I thought that was really cool. So then I got reintroduced to you guys, and then it was this complete silence. And then you came across, I think a single or like a recommendation of like your solo stuff around 2024.
Yeah, that would be about right, yeah.
I'm like, "Oh,
You
cool.
know
So
my
she's doing
timeline
solo stuff."
bullet.
So I'm like, "Oh, this is great. She's doing solo stuff now." So we'll talk about Athens Creek first. How did that come? Did you guys start in 2017? Because I know that's when your earliest singles started
No, so
as
we that was when we first started to release music out into the world. We were together for a little while. I'm trying to even remember the exact year. I think it was 2014 or 15 where we first met and we
wow.
started out as a band. Yeah, so I had done like this like local kind of concert type thing where I had met the guitar player. His name was Oscar, and we really enjoyed what we had done and put together for that show, and we wanted to, like, create a band, but it was still new territory for the
Mhm.
both of us. Like, I sang my whole life, he played guitar his whole life, but we never really did, like, band things. So we had gone to in a local open mic, and that's where we met the other lead of Athens Creek, Nate, and yeah, it all started I think it was oh my god, it's really bothering me that I can't remember the exact year, but I feel like it was 2014.
So that leads to two questions. One, how does it feel that it's been over 10 years since
I
that started?
One is like, "Wow, I'm old." And 2, it's honestly, it's surreal to see that it's been over 10 years since I first started to put myself out there differently with music. Um, like, I grew up singing in church, did choir in elementary, middle school, the talent shows in high school, but I never, like, really pursued music up until that point. So it's kind of like I said, it's a little surreal to hear that it's been that long, but also kind of like, wow, proud of myself a little bit in a sense, that it's been that long and I'm still going after it and chasing the dream. I know it's not with the band that
Mhm.
I started with, but it was the catapult. It was where I needed to start and where I needed to grow and kinda get get to know the music world, a little differently than what I was very, very naive back then. So I needed that time with Athens Creek to grow and get to where I am right now.
What was one of the biggest things you learned being introduced into the music industry that you wish you knew before?
That's a good question. Some of the things that I wish I knew before, it's not honestly, you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start a band. We're gonna start gigging out," and you think it's, like, gonna be this easy peasy thing, and it's definitely not easy peasy. There is a difficult road that comes with it. It is fun. There's a lot of growing within the music, whether you're collaborating with other musicians, where you're learning about the music world in general. Because I was doing American Idol at the same time that where we kind of started with Athens Creek,
Mhm.
um, balancing act, trying to balance life and music. But yeah, I'm trying to think like the number one thing. I think it would just be actually, I think I know what it is. I mean, I'm still a shy person, but I'm learning to navigate the butterflies that are inside and everything. But before, I would just kind of let the butterflies and the nervousness control me. But now it's like it's still serious, but it's like just put yourself out there, and it doesn't matter what people think. It's what you love to do. It's your art. Keep doing the thing that you love.
So, you did American Idol in 2014, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2015 and 2016 were the years that it was, like, the season that was on television, but there was
So
recording prior.
so was Athens Creek before or after American Idol?
I think we had just started Athens Creek. Trying to think now that the timeline now that I'm, like, thinking of this timeline. I think so I don't even I think I had just done the first my goodness, I need to go look back at, like, my little agenda book from back in the day, and I'm like, I'm really weird and I keep 'em. Um, I I think I had done the first round of Athens Creek or sorry, of American Idol, and then did Athens Creek, and then did American Idol again.
Okay. I just noticed that that was around the same
It was
time period
all
that you
yes,
said.
it was all around this and I'm, like, second guessing myself a little bit, but I do believe that it was American Idol, Athens Creek, American Idol again.
So who pitched the idea for the band?
So it first started, um, I think Nate officially pitched the idea for us 3 to be in a band. But Oscar and I were also, like, toying with the idea of, "Hey, we should make more music together. We should
Mhm.
create and see where this could go." So we were all kinda thinking it, but for us 3 as a band, I think it was Nate who proposed the idea.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah,
And if I remember you saying one time on Alive, was it your mom that came up with the name?
she did. So we were, like, toying with a bunch of different names, and I was like I think it was, like, a cord of 3 strands, and then one of them jokingly said, like, "The bee's knees," or something. And I was like, "Nah, I can't do that. I can't do the bee's knees." And we were driving down the freeway, and I actually remember the exact spot on the freeway, that the idea of this name popped into her mind for Athens Creek, and I was like, "Honestly, I love that." And I texted it to them, and they were like, "I think I'm sold. That's it. That's the one." So, Mama Walls, she gets some credit for the Athens Creek name.
So is that actually okay, one, the bee's knees, I think, would have been some great merch ideas
It
down the road. Just think about that, 10 years now,
I know, right?
it the all the ideas. So is Athens Creek, was that actually, like, a creek in Michigan? Or how did your mom come up with
It
the name?
literally just popped into her mind.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So a
yes.
God thing.
Yes. Later find out that there was, like, a creek that my dad used to, like, have around his house, and they called it Athens, and that's kind of funny. But yeah, it literally, like, it's she said it's only happened a couple times in her life where an idea like that has popped into her mind, and that was one of them. So I think it was definitely a God thing where it kinda just he spoke to her, it was like, "Athens Creek," and I was like, "I love it."
It's a great name. Um,
Thank you.
do what is something that you're super thankful. Actually, let me ask this question first. Do you think it was more beneficial to be part of the band, like the band first before going into your single career? Or do you think it wouldn't have really mattered which direction you went first?
Um, I don't know if it would've like, just looking back I mean, I think it was essential. I think that's what God wanted me to do and experience and, grow in music and get to know this world, but
Mhm.
have, these guys who were like my brothers there to support me too, because I was still like I said, I was still so shy and didn't really understand or know how to put myself out there of like, "Hey, can I gig at your venue?" Like, so honestly, I'm still like, "Hey, can I gig at your venue?" But now I know how to, like, have the conversation a little better. But no, I do think it was the way God intended it, and it was essential for my path in music for sure.
So in 2024 is when you released not one, but four singles of your songs. And they needed also a cover of Against the Wind.
Yes.
Um, Can you talk about a little bit about the process of not only writing, producing, and coming up with the songs, but getting them out into the
Mhm.
world? Because I
Yeah,
feel like four per year is a lot.
it definitely is. So those came out in 2024. In 2023 is when I decided to take a large leap of faith and head to Tennessee and work with this producer that I met through, it was like a spring program that I had gone to in Nashville. So it was 2023, April or May, where I had met this producer and he had approached me and was like, "Hey, I'd love to work with you. We could schedule like a whole week here in the summer. We can work on some new songs, bring some songs that you have worked on, and we can bring these to life." So it was, like I said, it was a big step of faith to do that because it was the
Mhm.
very first thing that I was doing at for Taylor Walls as a solo artist, and I usually had support system next to me, so it was very scary. Not that I didn't have a support system next to me now, but it was like it was different. I leaned on my Athens Creek brothers for a lot of
Mhm.
things. So now this is just me. And so I had took that leap of faith and headed to Tennessee, and it wasn't just a leap of faith in, like, putting myself out there, but it was a leap of faith in a big financial thing that I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this?" So I said yes, and honestly, I didn't even have the means to go to Tennessee at the time, but I continued to pray, and I was like, "God, if you want me to do this, like, just please help make this happen." And honestly, every time I said yes to going to Tennessee and working with producers and other musicians in that area, I didn't have the means, but by the time I got there, I did. Somehow, some way where there's a random gig that popped on the schedule, um, or just like I don't even know. It's just crazy things that were happening where all of a sudden God provided. And I knew it with him providing in that way, I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be right now.
Mhm.
This is where I'm supposed to be heading. Um, so anyway, I made it to Tennessee and then did that full week with the producer. His name was Billy Smiley, and we collaborated and wrote some songs
That's
together.
such a producer name.
I know, right? So actually he was part of the fame one of the big Christian rock bands that in like the '80s called Whiteheart. So they he works with Petra a lot too. Like
Okay, that one I heard.
yeah. Yeah. So they were like they grew up together. Which I met Petra too at the same little spring thing conference that I had gone to. But anyways, yeah, so we wrote, and at the end of the week, we had brought in some of his amazing musician friends and worked in a studio. Trying to remember the studio name. It actually doesn't exist anymore, but like there were artists from back in the day, Johnny Cash, even like Miranda Lambert, all of them had recorded in this studio, but unfortunately it doesn't exist. But I had the honor of being able to work in that studio before it closed. I think it's called Omni Records. I think that's what it was called. Um, but yeah, so we had wrote songs, recorded little demos, charted them, and then literally recorded them at the end of the week. It was crazy.
Do you record all 4 the same time?
So all 4, we didn't do Against the Wind at
Yeah,
that time.
that's the 5th song.
Y yes, didn't do Against the Wind at that time, but we had done majority of them, yes. I
Wow.
know we worked on 4 songs, so I'm trying to remember, I'm like, did we work on actually, Dear Friend was one of them that we worked on, so one was worked on separately.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really cool to be able to do that with and seeing it all come together, with the musicians there. Because honestly, that's not super normal now these days. Because so many musicians have home, studios, so they can record their track, send it to the producer, and be like, "Okay, that's my part." Um, but yeah, it was super cool just to be able to experience that firsthand. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting something. What else did you ask me before I started rambling?
I don't remember, but I like the info.
Well, that's good.
Uh,
Guess I'm on track with something.
do you know what happened to the studio? Like, why
I
it closed?
I don't know that information. I'll have to look it up.
Just curious. Um, for like, is one of the 4 songs that you wrote, is that one of the f when did actually, I'll ask this. When did you start writing music?
So I would collaborate with, the writer of Athens Creek, Nate Jones. And, so that was like I was kinda, like, getting my feet wet a little bit with writing with Nate, and I just wasn't super confident in my ability then. I mean, honestly, it's still when you put yourself out there in a different way, it's still a little difficult to be like, "Oh, yeah, I wrote that." Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Um but I had, met with somebody prior to working with Billy, and he really encouraged me to just start journaling every single day. It could be about something, it could be about nothing, but just make sure that it's like I'm putting pen to paper every day, and not even just journaling, but writing a song, whether it's a verse or just a couple lines. He goes, a lot of them aren't going to be good,
Mhm.
but you have to get in the habit of writing to kind of like steward this talent into something great in the future. You have to put yourself out there. He goes, you don't even have to show anybody these songs. Like these are for you to put in a notebook or a journal and like he said, they could be great, they could be horrible. Just just start writing. So it kind of got that like habit to writing every day in a book, and it just started to, I guess, steward that talent a little bit. And that's where some of the songs like Dear Friend and Regret that I just released, those were the songs that were I don't wanna say like some of them were like it was like I had to force write them, but those 2 were like I'm sitting at my notebook and the words were just, like, flowing out of me. Like, those were the ones that I really were like, "Oh my gosh, like, I think this might be something."
So was Dear Friend and Regret kind of written around the same time
They
period?
they were actually both written, 3 years ago.
Okay.
So and Dear Friend was written January 3 years ago, and Regret was written in April 3 years ago. I had just found that journal actually, or I not just found it, but just looked back in that journal a little while ago, like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's been 3 years since, like, the birth of my song babies."
So did Dear Friend kind of sprout the song Regret?
It did, yes. So Dear Friend was written about a friend of mine that I love dearly, and they were just kind of, like, making some life choices that I honestly like, if they were continuing down the path that they were on, I didn't think I was gonna be seeing them living and breathing in my life for very much longer. So I had wrote this song as, like, a letter to them, um, and s oh my goodness, every time I talk about this, I get I get
I'm
emotional.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It's part of the process, right? Um, but it was like my heart and my feelings towards them, and I had shared this song with them before I even, like, took it to the studio or anything, like, in its raw format of just, like, a phone audio recording, and they did connect with it. And they did get emotional and just kinda, like, gave me a really big hug and appreciated the words that I had to say. And then honestly, so Regret came a couple months later, and I started to write it for the same person, and then I realized I wasn't writing this song for them, I was writing it for me, and that's how the song, just kinda, like, spiraled. Realized, like, the first couple lines I was thinking of the same friend. And then
Mhm.
it felt like, no, this is me kind of talking to God in a sense. Like, come on, man. Like, I know you forgave me this gift and this desire for music for a reason, but man, this road is hard. It is, it is a hard road. But I also know because it was like in a point where I'm like, do I continue on with this or do I just step aside and let be a housewife. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, do I it was between one of those mental battle moments, but I have such a heart for music and I know that God gave me that desire for a reason, and I just I can't give up on it. And if I did, I'd have a whole lot of regret, that's for sure.
So what was the pushing point to continue? Was it just the drive for music that you had the passion for it, or was there more to it that kept you going?
Honestly, I think it was the drive and the passion for music, but I also feel like a lot of times I wasn't sure like what avenue to pursue. Do I do Christian music? Do I do country pop music? Like what do I do? I have such a heart for, like, country pop, I guess they could say music, but and I realize that God can still use me there just as much as he could use me in Christian gospel type
Mhm.
contemporary music, and I just feel like he gave me this gift not to just keep to myself, but to share with the world on whatever level that he wants it at, so I'm just being obedient in that.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you ever looked back at we will go back to regret because I do wanna
Yeah.
focus more on that. Have you ever looked back at some of your earlier songs that you kinda started looking at, like, your journals, and you're just like, "Ew."
Just a couple weeks ago, actually, honestly, where I'm like, "I actually thought that was good." And now I'm like, "No, I would never, ever put that out into the world."
What artists have, kind of inspired your maybe not so much your sound, but just, like, inspired you to sing and produce create music and Like, who are you like, okay, if I had to look back, this person is super influential to my career.
Yeah. So growing up, honestly, we had all sorts of variety of genres of music playing in our house. Like clearly Eagles Journey, like that was all from my dad. He was playing all the classic rock stuff. Um and then my mom, she had influences from her father of like James Taylor and artists like that. So I listened to a lot of that style of
Mhm,
music growing up, but like in my younger years, but when I started to like figure out who my favorite artists were that were up and coming, honestly, Carrie Underwood was my girl. I wanted to be her. And then she was on American Idol and I was like, I wanna be on American Idol like Carrie Underwood. But even videos that I post online, it's kind of funny to see that people will be like, "Oh my goodness, this reminds me of like a Carrie Underwood song." And I'm like,
mhm.
I mean, I did listen to her every day for years. And probably the most pivotal
Mhm.
moments of, like, shaping my voice. So
Yeah, well, you also have a real powerful, like, voice like Carrie.
yes. So
Um,
I loved the powerful notes that she could hit, and still can hit. And I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to do that. So I didn't get, honestly, professional vocal training until college. But until then, it was just like, "No, I'm gonna figure out how to hit this note just like she did."
mhm.
So that's where I think a lot of my voice artistry, there's some inspiration coming from her.
It's really funny because, like, I grew up on from my dad's side was this from Journey
Yep.
to Celine Dion.
Yep.
That's who, like, and when I was in my dad's car, that's usually the type of music I would listen to. From my mom would be, like, Hank Williams, Conway Twitty.
Oh, yeah, the countryside.
It wasn't until I was, like, 14, 15 that I found out that my mom liked, like, Aerosmith and stuff. But I could have been listening to rock.
Right? Right?
Like,
That's
I like, classic country. Like, my music like, what I like from music is definitely formed from my upbringing, but it's made a lot of awkward conversations in, like, my early teens growing
oh,
up, and like, yeah, I like Celine Dion and stuff because that's what I grew up on, and then
yes.
everyone else is, like, listening to metal and, normal teenage stuff, and it's like, "You listen to women's music." I'm like, I can't even disagree.
Right, you're like, I do.
When you hear the comparison, you are absolutely right.
Yes, I spent a lot of time, with my cousin and aunt too when I was younger, and she had all of, like, the Dixie Chicks and Fleetwood Mac and Michelle Branch and, like, all that stuff, so I'm like, I had a wide variety of music influence in my life, that's for sure.
Do you have any songs that were super, like, lyric-wise that the lyrics just really stood out to you? You're like, this song really stuck out because of the lyrics
Yeah,
more than, like, how it was sung and
like, from
stuff.
songs from growing up.
Mhm.
So it's funny because, like, when you're younger, sometimes you're just like, "I'm just singing this song just to sing it." Like, I've heard it so many times playing on the stereo in the house or on the cassette in the car. But as you get older and you start to really focus on lyrics, you start to appreciate the songs you grew up on a little bit more. And honestly, my, like, favorite song is "Landslide" by a long
Mhm.
shot, and just because of the lyrics, and it's been with me at a lot of different, like, pivotal moments of my life, um, where, like, I sang it for certain occasions that were, like, things were changing right in front of my eyes, and even a part of, like, just special moments in my family, uh, but even now listening to it, I'm like, "Man, these lyrics, like, this is my life right now." So, I would definitely say that song for sure.
That's a great one.
How about
Good
you?
choice.
Do you have any now I'm interviewing you. What's your favorite song?
I'm trying to think, like, what song really stuck out growing up. Have you heard of the song Cannonball by Damien Rice?
I don't know if I know it by name, but if I heard it, I might know.
Okay. He's an Irish singer, and he just writes like poetry and just like everything he sings. This is like that's amazing.
Yeah.
But he wrote a song that just kind of talked about like it's easy to fall because you're like a cannonball and just like all these emotional things. And I
Yeah.
remember when like 14, I'm like, I feel this. I
Yeah.
like this. And then he does like 7 to 8 years between albums, and I'm just like, this is sucks.
You're like, "I can't wait that long."
I know, like he's been in the talks of like make his fourth album, and it's been like 5 years since that's been talked about. And I'm like, I don't even know if you're alive anymore. I have no idea. Like last time I heard, you were just like doing a tour on a sailboat, going from location to location
Well, that
because he
sounds like a
can.
story. Yeah.
But yeah, his songwriting really stuck out to me. I highly recommend that song if you ever get the chance to check
Yeah,
it out.
definitely check it out.
So Regret has been out for 2 weeks.
2 weeks today, yes.
That's crazy. And I remember like I wanted to try to get you on like release day, but I was busy. Then you went on vacation, and then we just couldn't make it work, which is perfectly fine. I'm just happy that we were able to make it happen.
Same.
So, if you don't mind, could you go a little bit more into what Regret is about? I mean, we kind of touched it a little.
Yeah, so
Um, yeah, go ahead.
no, so I might repeat some of the same things a little bit, um but yeah, the first lyric of that song is, "Today I'm tired of waiting on you and your promises of truth." And honestly, that is even when I say it now, I'm like, "Geez, that's harsh, Taylor." Like, I can't believe I said that. Um, but that was so like I said, it started off as I was writing this song for somebody. Like, I'm just so frustrated, like, with, like, what they're doing.
Hmm.
And they have made promises to me of, like, all these things. And then as I continued on, I was like, "This isn't that I'm not writing this song for them. I'm writing this song this is, like, my voice, and in a moment of weakness where I'm like, God, today I'm tired of all of waiting on you and your promises of truth." And I know it seems so harsh. I know that. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's really funny because like knowing that you are a Christian,
Yeah,
and like when you finally released the song, because you've been talking about it for a while, and like so many of us were just waiting patiently as we could for
yeah,
it. And I remember when I first hit play and I heard that line, like I paused. I'm just like, this sounds really real.
yeah.
And I'm like, and I thought Dear Friend was like super emotional and like hard hitting, but I felt like that line just like took a whole different depth.
Yeah, I think this is the song that is really, like, my heart. Like, I've written on paper and in music form because I really try to be a positive person in
Mhm,
in all aspects of life, but I do have moments of weakness where I am not perfect, and I have, doubts in my mind or questions of like, "God, why would you take me through all of this?" And then just be like he doesn't really, like, wash his hands of us, but, like,
yeah.
in my mind, I'm like, "You took me through all of this, but why? Like, what's the point?" And you don't see what the point is until you're on the other side of it all, but yeah, so that was, like even it was almost nervous, like, putting it out because I'm like, "These are hard lyrics." But it's true.
Mhm.
It's we all have those hard moments. Even Christians who are walking every day on a great path and listening to his guidance and spending time in his word and all those things, but I just had a breaking moment, and that's when this song was born.
Praise God for
I
it.
know, right? I know.
Was that the first lyric you wrote of the song?
Yep. Yes, that was so the very first chorus up until the end of the first sorry, up at so the first verse, the chorus, up until the end of the first chorus, that was all written like like on the piece of paper. And I'm like, "Did I just write that? Oh my gosh." But I was just having a hard day. I was having a hard morning, actually.
So how did it feel once you realized that it was no longer about the friend and that these were actually you and where your heart was that day?
It was I felt I don't wanna say it was almost like a sense of relief because
Mm,
I'm very good at hiding my emotions and what I'm really going through, and even hiding it from myself,
mhm.
honestly. And when I saw it on paper and then realized, "Oh my goodness, this is me," it was a sense of relief, but, like, also like, "Dang, Taylor, like, you got you got some stuff you gotta work on."
And now you have like 4 other songs coming from the thought process
Yes.
after that.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, it was like I said, it's never easy going through hard things, never
Mhm,
easy, especially when the hard things involve music. Like for me, music, and it's the thing I love, the thing that I've dedicated so much time to. And where I feel like I'm doing the right thing, but then I'm not doing the right thing, or I am, but then there's a learning curve to it. And I'm like, I'm tired of the learning curves. How many more do I have to, how many more do I have to go through? Um, but yeah, so like I said, it was difficult to write, but I'm also grateful that I did and was able to put my heart to music.
So how has the song evolved from when you originally planned it into what it is now? Because I remember you playing a demo of it a few months
Yeah.
a few months ago,
Yep.
and it was
Something
more
different.
acoustic. It was a more acoustic-y, right?
Yep.
If I
I
remember correctly.
actually I mean, I don't know how this would go over, like, on through the recording, but I do like, I have a demos, like, the very first demo somewhere on my phone in the recording area, um, but it was just me and my piano when I wrote it, so it's definitely evolved a ton. I had recorded this song and it was still, like, more acoustic vibes, and that was the demo you heard, and then I was like, "I feel like this song, like, there's so much emotion in it, and I don't like, all the instrumentation isn't following the emotion of the song yet."
Mhm.
Um, so, we had added some more guitars and, like, a full drum kit, and it really brought the song to life.
Well, I definitely feel it's your I don't know how to say this without it coming off as rude. I think it's your best song yet,
You're not
and,
I think the same.
but it's like all your other songs are good, but there's something about this, and it's more than the lyrics, it's just like how the whole song came together.
Mhm.
It just hits,
Yeah.
and, like, I feel like whenever you down the road, you have, like, a greatest hits album because you 'cause you're gonna make it, I know it, and I think that's gonna be on it because of how well it came together.
Yeah, I think this one is I think it is my favorite. I'm like, "Am I allowed to say that?" But this one is my favorite that I have put out into the world so far,
So
definitely. So far.
so I don't wanna keep it too long, so I just have a few, just kind of fun questions for people to kinda get to know you a little bit more. And then I will have, in the show notes and everything where people could find your music. So what is a conspiracy theory you believe?
Oh my goodness. I wasn't this is, like, intense. Like, what do I believe? Um, let's see. I'm like, I don't know if I fully believe it, but I'm also like, I'm like, "Do are there aliens?
Uh-huh.
Are or not necessarily aliens, but are there other human forms on other planets? Because there is so many planets out in the world where you're like, "How are we the only ones?"
Yeah, like, that's funny 'cause I often believe well, one, I believe that aliens are most likely demons. But at the same time, if God were to create other life forms beyond Earth, I would not be surprised.
Right.
Because why would his creativity and his just stop at us?
Because there's so many other galaxies that we haven't even been able to explore.
Yeah.
Like, is there
So
another Earth somewhere? Is there a bunch of little Earths and we're all like little test subjects? No, I'm kidding. I
it's
don't
funny.
know.
It's funny. I asked a friend this question one time. Like, what's a weird conspiracy you believe? They're like, "Oh, I believe the world's flat," and I'm just like, "What?" I've known you for like a year and a half, and now all of a sudden you're a flat earther.
Flat Earth.
It's just a complete like. They're still a great person. I don't judge them at all, but I'm just like, this changes things.
Right?
I don't know
I
how. It just does.
if I believe that, but I'm like, there's curiosity there.
Yeah, for sure. What is your go-to snack?
My go-to snack, I mean, number 1, like, I'm a total this is, like, not food, it's water-based. But I'm a total tea drinker for, like, through and through. I love a good lemon ginger tea. As far as food, snack, I love, like, fresh fruit. Like, that's the first thing I go for is fresh fruit, but if you need, like, junk food, um, I love a good, like, popcorn or chocolate chip cookie.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say, "You're like, yeah, my tea is like a snack for me."
Well, it's not even like a snack, it's just I think it's the feeling of like, "Oh, I'm relaxing with my tea." I think that's the more of like the like people are like, "Oh, I'm relaxing with my snack," and I'm like, "Oh, no, I have a nice warm cup of tea."
Love it. What do you do for fun, like hobbies wise that isn't music related?
So, music is definitely, like, the main thing that I do.
Right.
However, I also have a golden retriever, and she is my best friend. She's been walking around trying to get into this frame the whole time, but I love to make her happy, honestly. Love to, like, play with her toys, throw the ball, and she doesn't like to release the ball at all. She just likes to bring it back and then have me chase her, so it's always good. But I also love to, we have, like in the nice months, we love, to garden and
Nice.
make our own salsa and can it, and honestly, I love all anything water, whether it's a lake, a river, ocean, it's my happy place. So I probably gave you more than you were thinking, but
I know, I love it.
it's
Like,
options.
you could have been like, I paint," and I would have been like, "That's awesome."
No, I mean, I love a good creative moment, and I used to do fun things like that a lot when was younger, but I probably need to reintroduce some of those things into my life as well.
You're not that old, you're younger than me.
No, but, like, still, I did it a lot when I was younger than what I am.
Well, perhaps when you're not as busy releasing singles and doing videos and traveling and,
Yes.
whenever you can chisel that in.
We'll fit it in at some point.
I have one more question. 2 more questions.
Okay.
One is from your brother. I haven't actually talked to him, but I just know he wants to know this. When is the gospel album coming?
I'm like, "Wait a second, how did you know that my brother wants that?"
I'm
I think
quiet. I listen.
did I say I probably did say that on a live at some point.
He
Honestly,
wants he wants a date.
yeah. Well, I don't have a date, and honestly, I don't have any recorded. But it's
Ugh.
not it isn't off the table. Like I
Mhm.
have such a huge heart for worship and worship music, and it brings out a whole different side of me than some of these other songs that I've put out into the world. So there's no date on the calendar, but I'm not saying the date will never exist.
I tried, Taylor, brother. I tried. Uh, what is something you are super excited for in the next couple months?
Something that I'm super excited for, I do have another song coming out within the next couple of months. I can't give you the exact date,
That's
but there
okay.
is have a song that is finished, that I need to kinda do, like, the fine-tune finishing touches on, like, album artwork, all those things, but
Ooh,
it will be within the next couple of months for sure.
That is super exciting. I didn't know that was coming so soon. Um, but that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for being a part of it and just kind of sharing more about you and your music and just your talent with us. It's great to follow along.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been such a joy and an honor being on here and even getting to know you outside of TikTok, honestly.
Right. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Check out Regret as well as all of Taylor's other music and all streaming platforms. You can see the link below. Okay. So, end.